I think we're gravitating towards this opening tune now, yeah? It's a cool one. It has a nice bang at the end. Huh?
It reminds me of the old days of Italian house music.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Lazy Money Machine podcast. Graham Brown, Eric Den Haven. The podcast about lifestyle design, passive income. Go to lazymoneymachine.com to find out what else we're doing. We have books, training courses, free courses even there. In the various products that we have, we try to help people achieve a lifestyle that we have, which means waking up, putting your shorts and your t-shirt on and walking 10 seconds to the office and get to work. That's really what we do. We work from home for the most part. I've been doing that for a long time, and something we aspire to teach other people about. So, anyways,
that's what it's about.
That's what it's all about. And sometimes it's good to realize that it's also good to meet people, which is something that I sometimes lack. And then we just need to go out and get out of our cocoon and see some people. Today, I found some clips from the classics, and we'll listen to one first, and then I have a second shorter one after that.
You've got to keep dreaming. Your better future is a dream for yourself and for your family. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to see? You've got to dream dreams. There's a Bible phrase that says, without dreams and visions, people perish. You've got to have something to go for that inspires the heart and the soul. You've got to dream. Don't lose your dreams for yourself, for your future, for your family. The dreams of love and enterprise and travel and doing things, becoming something unique on your journey here. Don't lose your dreams. Do some dreaming.
You've got to dream. Jim Rohn.
That was Jim Rohn.
I did
recognize his voice.
Yeah, he has such a wonderful voice to listen to. I think it's so unique. And he must be right, because there's another superstar talker, speaker that says the same thing. Listen to this.
When you're asleep, ladies and gentlemen, you need your dreams. I'm here to tell you that when you're wide awake, you also need your dreams. You must have your goals. You'll never make it as a wandering generality. You must become a meaningful specific. If you're going to work tomorrow because that's what you did yesterday, you're not going to be as good tomorrow as you were yesterday, because now you're 2 days older and no closer to the goal which you do not have. You can't make it as a wandering generality.
Yeah, you cannot be a wandering generality. You need to become a meaningful specific. The amazing Zig Ziglar. His word games are amazing, I think. How he brings things is so fantastic. Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, both not amongst us anymore, but old-fashioned, classic motivational speakers, old school, and their speeches are all out there on the internet. You can find them; they're amazing. Go and look at that. But today's topic is you've got to have a dream. And I translate that, okay, you got to have a plan for how you see yourself, I think, in the future. And we spoke about this 2 episodes ago, and you asked me, I think, whether I have a 10-year plan. I don't have a specific 10-year plan, but I think the dreams are more on like bucket list kind of things, things I would love to do before time's over. And I just do them one by one, right? I'd look, okay, what's the next thing I would like to do? Okay, let's go and organize that. How do you look at this? How do you have dreams, and how do you manifest them in your life, Graham?
Yeah, it's really interesting, that whole idea of dreams. I think I was more conscious of my dreams when I was younger. Like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is, and the big dreams, the big goals. I mean, in the terms of goals, I was a lot more overt with it and talk about them. As I get older, I'm sort of of something that I want to, like the kind of lifestyle I want to live. So we talk about this a lot, don't we? Is that having a dream could mean different things. It could mean like, I want to go and live in, Palma de Mallorca, something very specific in the Balearic Islands, and listen to that kind of music and just sail my yacht. And that could be something very specific, like a goal. Or you could have a dream as, this is the lifestyle I want to live. I want to spend time with my family. I want to work in my shorts. And I think as I get older, I'm more conscious of the lifestyle I want to live rather than big goals. Would that class as a dream? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, I think it is. For me, I'm always telling people that, time is my main unrenewable limited resource, so I need to optimize that. So what I spend my time on is sort of the way that I make decisions on what I want to do. But that sort of extends to the dreams I have, right? What would I still like to achieve? What would I still like to do? And I think it's good to have some big things in on your dream list.
Right.
A specific one that I have, which I've written down actually, is that I want to buy a Porsche 911 and drive it across Europe with my wife.
Right.
For a month.
All right, but is it the buying of the Porsche or is it the driving of the Porsche with your wife? Because this goes back to our last podcast. We talked about the millionaire lifestyle and experiences. Because I think you could drive across Europe with that Porsche with your wife and have an amazing experience. At the end of the day, you think, fuck this, I don't want to own this thing anymore. Let's just leave it in Amsterdam and we're pissing off.
Yeah. Well, it would be sort of part of having that thing somewhere like in Europe. I mean, here in Indonesia, it's useless because I can't drive it here, but having it somewhere to be available for experiences and driving around with it. But yeah, the owning is sort of, that's the boyhood dream, but it's really like the experience, right? The driving it around. And I can't do it now because I would leave my kids behind and they would not want to have that, right? Unless you have like, a half-ass Porsche, like a Panamera or something where you put people in the back. But I mean, that's not the idea. It needs to be the sports car version and it needs to go fast. And, we do that with, half a suitcase each and drive around. That's the plan. So the reason I'm saying this is, I could do this today, but it would have to, I would have to leave the kids alone, etc. But it's good. I think for me personally, it's good to have sort of these very visual kind of things in your head that you want to do at some point, and just work towards them, right? I mean, that time will come. I will definitely do that. And some of these things you can start ticking off your bucket list now, and some of them you postpone till later. That's not a problem, I think.
Yeah. And I think it was Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins is a disciple of Jim Rohn, the guy that you introduced at the top of this podcast. And I think Tony Robbins said that, if you don't know what your dreams are and what you really want to do in your life, maybe you can start by defining what you don't want to do. Because often that's as powerful a motivator as anything, because people don't sit down and think about these things. I think if you were to ask the majority of people, what are your dreams? Most people haven't even thought about this stuff, right? Because their lives are so noisy. What have I've got to do this at work. I've got this meeting. I've got to commute to work. I've got this, TV blaring at me 24 hours a day. I've got kids to look after. They don't think about this stuff, right? They don't have the luxury of time like you and I have to sit down and think about this stuff. However, they have thought quite seriously about what they don't like in life, and that often is a good starting point. You don't have to always be motivated by dreams. If you want to discover your dreams, often a good starting point is what really pisses you off in life and what is the pain and how do you go about changing that. And that could be as simple as, I spend so much of my time traveling around, I don't even see my kids. Can that, that be a motivator? That could be a starting point for discovering your dreams, isn't it? Because by asking the question, well, what can I do to change my life that could deal with that? And that sort of starts the ball rolling, doesn't it? And, I don't know, is that, it's not a cool subject to talk about in the context of dreams, talk about negatives. But I think that it's a great motivating for a vast majority of people.
Yeah. And there's something else, I think, that the negatives tend to be the handbrake on your life. So if there's something that's really bothering you, whether it's your job, your boss, even your wife or your partner, or if something is really, really bothering you and holding you back, the bravest decision is to get rid of that handbrake or that anchor that's holding you back, I think. And by doing that, you get the freedom to start something new and start growing again. Has happened a few times in my life.
Yeah.
Not with my wife, fortunately, but
she's still with you. She's
still with me, yeah. But I mean, I've had it for with involvements in business, and
Oh God, yeah, I remember recently you had a very big decision, didn't you? Which is a handbrake is the right word, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't want to talk too much about the specifics because I'm still, involved with the people in that business. But sometimes, if you feel it, and I'm starting to do that more often. If something doesn't feel right in my stomach because there's something that I can't get my finger on, but it's wrong. I nowadays tend to get rid of it. And I know that I'm diving into the unknown. I don't know what's on the other side, but getting rid of the negative or getting rid of the things that are bothering me, it frees up my mind and it frees up, clear thinking, I think.
You faced a situation which I think we all face, which is that you have a handbrake, and I keep going back to that description, handbrake. I like it. It is a handbrake in your life, isn't it? And the reason we don't release it is because of loss, fear of loss.
Yeah.
And I think that anybody would face this situation if they were leaving a job and let's say they wanted to start their own business, or they were selling their house and going traveling the world. Because I know some of the guys in the group are doing that, right?
Right. That's a brave decision, man. But that's releasing a brake, right? That's basically getting rid of a house that is, tying you up with mortgage payments and maintenance and whatever, to be able to try something else, try another life.
Right. But isn't that going back to the whole idea of dreams? Is that dreams aren't just simple. You can't it's not just a case of having a dream and achieving it.
Mm-hmm.
Without exception, in my experience, and be interesting to know if this is the same for everybody, is that you can only achieve a dream by letting go of things, letting go of the handbrake or something else. You have to give up something to make it happen. It doesn't just come on its own basis. You have to lose something to gain something. That is the basis of investment, isn't it? You have to give money before you can get money.
Yeah.
You have to have confidence that you can give something before you get a better result at the end of it. It's the same with a dream, and it's the same with everything that we're talking about here, isn't it? That you have to have that confidence. And I think that's the problem, isn't it? That you have to have confidence that what you're letting go of is less valuable than what you're going to get as a result of that. But, you mentioned in the other podcast about going and teaching young people about money. And I think people don't have that. People never sat down with them and told them that is how it is, because they've only ever looked at what they're going to lose right here, right now. And that could be your kids' education or the house or your job. That's what you're going to lose.
Yeah.
To get this much bigger result, because everybody has a dream, I think, when they sit down and think about it, right? But nobody, I think, has really thought that to get that dream, there's a big price to pay in the next 3 to 6 months or whatever the time frame is. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. Completely agree with you. So think through your dreams, dream big, and also especially look at the possible handbrakes in your life and see if you can, get rid of a few of those to make way for the new things and for the positive things. Graham Brown and Eric ten Haven, Lazy Money Machine podcast. Go to lazymoneymachine.com to find out what more we're doing. We love to create this content and do all this work for you guys. See and let us know what you think, and check us out on the website I just mentioned. See you in the next episode.